Eco Toursim Bali, balik lagi dengan saya Rahmi sebagai host podcast hari ini. Hari ini saya bersama dengan Amanda Marcella sebagai Director of Sustainability dari Potato Head. Hai Amanda, apa
Hi,
kabar?
Mbak. Good, how are you?
I'm good. So, saya sudah lumayan lama kenal Amanda dan kita juga udah beberapa kali mengerjakan event bersama tentang sustainability. Tapi hari ini kita akan ngobrol banyak tentang Potato Head.
Yes.
Potato Head dan sustainability. Kita tahu Potato Head salah satu pioneer ya untuk best practice dan juga dalam penanggulangan waste dan juga pioneer untuk sustainability ke dalam brand mereka. Kita akan tanya lebih lanjut dengan Amanda tentang Potato Head. Oke, Amanda, boleh dong cerita tentang Potato Head, apa konsep Potato Head in terms of sustainability?
Okay. Jadi Potato Head itu is a Bali-based brand. So we got inspired from Bali to the world. Jadi we want to share what's happening in Bali to the world basically. And we believe that hospitality brand itu can be a force for good. Caranya seperti apa? Ya itu yang tadi Mbak Ami mention. Apa sih our effort to sustainability gitu. Jadi kita mau menjadikan Potato Head itu sebagai brand yang share all the sustainability and regenerative mission kita through art, music, F&B, sustainability and wellness gitu. Jadi memang di Potato Head sendiri itu yang kita bilang kita punya 5 pilar itu Mbak. Jadi ada sustainability, wellness, art, F&B and music gitu. Jadi we call ourselves a regenerative brand inspired by Bali to the world.
So, Potato Head birth-nya itu di Bali ya?
No, at the beginning pertama kali kita buka Potato Head itu sebenarnya di Jakarta, Potato Head Brasserie. Tapi sekarang Potato Head Brasserie kan udah tutup. Yang kedua itu memang di Bali. Jadi Potato Head Beach Club itu buka 2010. Setelah Brasserie buka, kita buka di Bali. Yang pertama Beach Club yang dulu.
Okay. And those 5 pillars, is it since beginning or it kind of like evolved throughout the...
It's an evolution of course because di sini Desa Potato Head sendiri juga it's 10 years in the making. Jadi of course during the first years when we open Potato Head Beach Club pasti banyak learning points-nya ya. Apa sih yang kita lakukan sudah baik, apa yang belum dilakukan dengan baik gitu. Tapi sebenarnya the change itself itu mulai di 2017.
Okay. 7 years after its birth.
Yes, 7 years after its birth. I know 7 years is a long time ya, tapi untuk kita, I think untuk kita menjadi lebih baik itu nggak ada pernah kata terlambat dan nggak ada pernah kata lama ya, karena it's a process.
Yes,
after
it's a learning process.
Gitu. Jadi memang fokusnya 2017 itu juga it's because our founder Ronald Akili one day he went surfing sama anak dia, dan instead of covered by waves of water, they got covered by waves of waste. Yeah, so that's very sad. Jadi di situ dia merasa, oh, actually we are in this hospitality industry. We are part of the problem when we also need to be part of the solution. Jadi memang the radical change start from there.
Okay. So the Potato Head evolved from the beach club, right? It
Yes.
started as a beach club, right? Actually, Brasserie from
Brasserie,
Jakarta
and
City,
then beach club di
and
Bali.
then to island as a beach club, and then evolved to the mission of regenerative hospitality. And its starting point from the owner, from the founder.
Yes.
Okay. And can you elaborate on that? How is the process until it become the brand that really embed from the founder mission, and then through the activity, through the music, through art? How did...
I think the idea of all this regenerative is already there since the beginning of the beach club opening, yeah. Because our founder is a visionary. Jadi if we look at Potato Head Beach Club facade aja, itu kan juga all the vintage shutters that we collected throughout Java ya. Jadi designed by Mas Aang and Darmatin together with
Indonesian
our founder,
artist,
Indonesian architect. They both are very visionary. Jadi memang sebenarnya idenya udah di situ. Jadi the plan is to build the whole desa as a vessel for change in the regenerative tourism. Of course, we started with sustainability. Jadi kalau kita bicara sustainability at the beginning, pasti people ask what's the difference between sustainability and now we're regenerative brand. Karena sustainability is we sustain something we want it to sustain. Jadi the curve is flat. While regenerative, the curve is going up and up and up because we want it to get better and better and better.
It's true.
Right? So that's why shifting from sustainability to the regenerative brand. So I think that's the evolution of it. And then knowing that beach club itu kan, beach club music, pasti main music, F&B scene. And then when we start to build the desa with additional of Katamama, now we call it Potato Head Suites, sebagai our first hotel. Yang juga dibuat dari all natural material, like all the bricks is hand pressed brick, so it's handmade. Yes, we generated 2 villages in Bali to produce all the bricks. Jadi the idea of the local craftsmanship, the artisanal part of it, the natural material that we use is already there. So that's why it's 10 years in the making, because we opened the desa, we launched the desa in 2019, just right before the pandemic, with the addition of Potato Head Studios. Jadi semuanya sebenarnya bersinergi sih, Mbak. Jadi bukan, it's not like we open beach club and then we don't have any vision, but we open beach club and we have a vision of this, of creating this creative village all together.
Village, So Desa Potato Head, that includes beach club,
Potato Head Suites, and Potato Head Studios.
Potato Head Studio. But within there are also F&B outlets, right? Like not only the beach club, but there's also a restaurant, Tanaman.
We have Kaul. So within the Potato Head Beach Club, we have Kaul and we have Ijen. And also we have a pizza garden. Kaul is an Indonesian restaurant. Okay. So we showcase Indonesian food dari Sumatera sampai Nusantara lah semuanya throughout the archipelago. And then Ijen is first zero waste seafood restaurant. Why it's zero waste? Karena from the sourcing, juga ketika kita masak misalnya ikan, we use from A to Z. Even the scale, we make some kind of a bonito flakes out of it. Juga, and then the material for the restaurant itself, like the chair, the table, itu juga kita mix and use some of the recycled plastic juga untuk bikinnya.
So the concept of regenerative and sustainability, it's always throughout the decision process when coming up to the concept. So let's say even the menu, right? It has to be like the fish. The fish with the bone and the scale, you really think through it to become what is it sustainability? Is it regenerative? The bricks also, like it has to go from Bali because is it sustainability? Is it regenerative? Is that process?
Remember when I talk about all the 5 pillars at Potato Head, we want all the pillars to intertwine. Like it's a synergy between all 5 pillars, and it's not a standalone pillars. So we wanted to intertwine and create a beautiful thing. For example, the art that we have in our courtyard, the River Warrior, is made out of 888 recycled plastic, for example. So we combine art and sustainability part of it. And also the food, like we mentioned just now, it's also takes some part of the sustainability and regenerative part of it is that we do a local sourcing from the farm, from the fishing method and everything.
Okay. So two things of Potato Head, sustainable and regenerative.
But now we say that it's more regenerative than the sustainable because the sustainable part, because we want to have a positive impact at the end. So we need to make the curve keep going up and not just stable.
So if we're talking about regenerative, like someone, let's say as a brand, as a company, it needs to be measured, right? If we're talking about impact, like can you share some sort of like before, let's say, I don't know, about the waste probably, or about why do you claim that it become positive? What is it that the impact that become positive?
So
the decision?
yeah, so when we started this back in 2017, we worked together with Eco Mantra. So Eco Mantra is a local environment engineer based in Bali. I think they're already in your maps and already in your directory contact. So they help us build this. So we started from waste, and then also in 2017 we start to be carbon neutral because we also measure the carbon emission that we produce during 1 year operation. So we started from there. So that's how we can see the curve of, for example, for the waste, we see the curve going up and down, which is normal monthly, and then yearly we see it keeps on going down. So that's how we measure in terms of waste. And then also in carbon emission, of course, when we only have 1 or 2 properties, the emission is lower than when we have the whole DESA. But we also have the 5 years and 10 years carbon plan to be able to achieve that net zero, hopefully.
Is it the mission net zero?
The mission is to be net zero. So for this, so we try to, which year is that? In 5-10 years. So maybe
28.
Yes, 28, 30, 2030.
We're in a race though.
Yes. So yeah, hopefully with all the new technology coming, it can help us to achieve that goal.
Yeah. So when you said technology, what are the technology that you're using?
And now, as of now, we don't have any renewable energy implement yet at the DESA, but we plan to have it hopefully by this year. And then also in terms of water, we are already implemented the RO system since 2018, and also the seawater reverse osmosis, and then also the sewage treatment plant, the STP. So the gray water, so we use our gray water to water the garden, and then now we start to implementing and want to try to use it to flush the toilet as well. And then the RO, we have a bottling system. So the water that we serve inside the room, it's all coming from our RO system.
Lovely. So no more packaging bottle from outside. May produce on site.
And then also we start to offer an electric bikes for our guests. So we made it available for the guests to rent. Yes, as a part of the guest experience, because we want the guests to be able to be part of this. Yeah, because we cannot do this alone, right? And then also we implemented the carbon offset system for the guests. So when you book through our direct booking, you can have an option to offset your stay.
And then so it also include let's say they're flying from, let's say outside Indonesia, they already like a system where carbon you produce.
But for now, because it's we just started, so we want to make it very simple, and as a trial for a year, we only offset their stay.
Okay.
So only the room nights. But moving forward, when it gets very popular and the system is already been correctly set, we want to be able to offset their travel and also the F&B consumption. So the plan is to have the whole package that they can offset.
Wow, it's really holistic. But how's the customer experience itself? I mean, it is already, for me, when I see it, is already strong with the brand and then the internal Potato Head team. What about the customer experience throughout this concept of regenerative?
So we have some guest activities that relate to this program, the DNA of our brand. So we have first Follow the Waste Tour. Why we consider Follow the Waste Tour as part of this movement, if I might say, is because during the Follow the Waste Tour, we bring guests to our back of the house so they can see the reality, they can see how we separate the waste. They can also see how we transform waste into another product. And they can even join the workshop so they can learn how to turn waste into a product, which I think it's a full circle. So we really want to make it circular for the guests to understand that actually waste is not waste until it goes to the landfill, right? So when we separate it in the right manner, it is still valuable, and we can still transform it into something else. And then apart from the follow the way store, now we have a mangrove conservation program. So we invite the guests to plant the mangrove together with us. I think it's a very nice activity because here we are in the middle of Seminyak. It's like a busy city, if you want.
Seminyak, the South Bali is
Yeah, it's busy. It's not city-like. I cannot say it's city-like, but it's all buildings and buildings. So it's a nice getaway for them. We bring them to Tahura, Taman Hutan Raya. So we have a space in Taman Hutan Raya that we commit to help and protect, to conserve those areas. So it's a nice activity because they go there and then do the canoeing to reach the area. And then during the canoe, they can also pick the trash and then clean the ocean at the same time. So
the most important thing.
yeah,
You see, right, like that could be your trash, that could be your straw,
yeah,
your bottle.
yeah, yeah. That's two activities that we have, but we also have nasi bungkus. So nasi bungkus is part of our yayasan project. So we have a farm in Tabanan, and the produces from this farm we use to make nasi bungkus. Jadi kita distribute to orphanages in Bali. So far we have 10 orphanages that we support. Jadi kita kirim makanan twice a week, every Thursday and every Sunday. And the guests can also join wrapping the food, or even if they want to come and go to the orphanages, they can do so. Jadi we make it available for the guests also.
Yes, that's also one of the trends that picks up for tourists as experience. Once they travel, they also want to be impactful, to contribute, and not just being a tourist, like coming here as an outsider, but also to how can they also be part of the community.
Yes.
And you have that also.
Yeah. And then for the kids also, don't forget the kids, because
true.
the kids are the
There are
future
kids as well
generation.
coming here?
Yes.
Okay.
So for the kids workshop, we offer bio-based material. Bio-based material is basically the leftover from our jamu, because we make our jamu in-house. Leftover from the kitchen, basically. Coffee grounds, turmeric, coconut. So we let the children play with this, some kind of a sensory play for them as well, which is nice. And mix it with
Natural
binding, natural binding material, and then just play with it and make vase, for example, or I don't know, make a toy out of it. It's a nice activity. Okay, with them. I really like.
Everything provided here. We're natural-based community, environment, circularity.
Yeah.
So we discussed about carbon race, so net zero emission, but we also, every industry now talking about sustainable development goals. What about Potato Head, Desa Potato Head? Are they focused on SDG that you aim either in the long run or this year? Probably?
Yes, of course, we also want to follow this SDGs because we know that it's very important for our industry, especially to follow that. So the focus, I think, is not that. I think it's the other way around. It's not like we focus on all the SDGs, like what's in there and what we have to follow, but more like what we're doing. And then we see, actually, it tackles this, it contributes to this one, to that one.
I like that point of view.
Yeah, for example, like the sustainable communities, like what we build with all the activities that I just mentioned, indirectly it contributes already to that kind of, to that specific SDGs. And also the supply chain, the responsible supply chain, the responsible production. It also ties with, for example, our restaurants. Like the restaurants that we have, the way we supply our producers, the way we supply all the materials that we use in here. So I think that's how we see that SDG implemented in our property.
Which I like, because sometimes I think the SDG also, the concept is more like that is the issue and the problem that we want to solve based on UN basically, and then how we operate, let's say industry, like what are the things that we already do contributing to that, to tackle that issue? Like the orphanage, it could be the zero hunger, and then your carbon, it could be climate change, right? Issue.
The mangrove could be life underwater
Life
as well,
underwater,
because it's
exactly.
biodiversity, is not only
Exactly.
mangrove and carbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, coming to implementing sustainability or regenerative, what are the challenges so far to do it? The brand DNA is strong, but for sure there's challenges and then probably obstacle. Probably it's already done, but then there's another challenges this year or upcoming year. So what are the issue and challenges?
So challenge is always there.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Is it?
Yes, because we learn from it.
True.
Because if there is no challenges and the way is very smooth, I don't think we learn something along the way, right? So challenges is there to be embraced,
yes,
not to be feared of. The challenge is, I think it comes from the internal and external. For example, the challenge, our target is to be zero waste to landfill. And currently we are, year to date from last year, our waste to landfill is at 3.2%. Year to date, yeah? The goal is zero. 3.2 is already a very good number compared to any other 4-star, 5-star hotel or any other property on the island. But because the target is zero, we have to tackle this 3.2.
Yes.
And one of the problem why the number of the residue here at Potato Head is very fluctuative per month is because, one, I think, lack of discipline from ourselves, because sometimes we forget to do the separation. For example, it's very normal and it's very human during the high season, or if it's very busy, like you have to do things very quickly, and sometimes you just throw everything in one bin. So I think the challenge will be to keep reminding the team to have the same mindset and to, in this case, separate the waste correctly.
Consistent on doing this mission, whether it's pressure of the high season or what about guests? How is the involvement to achieve that mission? I mean, guests also have a big role in trash, in waste.
So for the in-house guests, we have the solution. So when you stay at Potato Head Studios and or suites, during your tune-in process, we will give you a tumbler and a tote bag. So the tumbler and tote bag,
they can bring home or not?
You can bring it home. It's for you. So it's a gift. It's a welcome gift.
Lovely.
And because we want you to use the tumbler throughout the property and even outside the property. So you can fill the tumbler with water for free throughout our property. And then the tote bag, you can bring it to the beach. You can use it as a shopping bag, that kind of thing. And we also explain to them our program, our sustainability program, our regenerative program. So they get, when they're here, they become one with us and not only a guest, because we want them to feel at home. We want them to be involved and contribute on what we're doing as well. And for the walk-in guests, because we have beach club.
True.
It's quite tricky, but I think we're getting there. So we're banning single-use plastic entering the property. So when you get into the security gate, they will keep your plastic water bottle at the entrance, but you can take it back again when you leave the property. And then we exchange it with a token, water token. So basically this water token you can exchange with a bottle of water inside the beach club. So that's one of the way on how we also want to tell our guests to reduce the single-use plastic packaging entering our property.
Which I like a lot, because sometimes I see in the industry there's a gap between the operator that really have the concern and mission, but the guest itself have big part of the contribution, right? And there's a gap. Like, okay, the operator doing it, and it's really challenging for them, because at the end, the decision also come from the guests that
Yeah.
stay, and can be a gap that I'm staying here and then
Yeah.
I've already paid and then don't ask me to do things like
Yeah.
I'm on my holiday and all.
Yeah.
But in here, it's good that you're able to implement it and how's the guest? Like, is it 100% success rate or how do you communicate it? I think the key is also
I
the
think
implementation of
for the
communication.
in-house guests, I can say it's 100% a success in terms
Yeah, they
of
comply.
yeah, in terms of how we um, want to convey the message and we want them
Yeah.
to understand and get
Yeah.
the message from
Mm.
there. Because when we said, oh, we're banning single-use plastic or single-use packaging entering the property, we
Yeah.
give them a solution directly by giving the
Okay.
tumbler, by giving the tote
Communication
bag.
and then give solution.
Yeah. So maybe it's not something that they, how you say it,
Expect that to.
no, like they understand directly.
Yeah.
But I think it's something that can make them feel like, oh, actually,
Yeah.
they gave us this
Yeah.
because they're banning single-use plastic, entering the
Okay.
property, this and that. It's
Yeah.
not something that you get right away
Yeah.
from time to time. It really
Yeah.
depends on the
True.
guest as well.
Yeah. But yeah, the potato head concept, you really think it through until the action, the implementation. Sometimes like it's just like an awareness, like, oh, we're doing this, and again, that's the guest prerogative, like
Yeah.
whether you do it or not, that's okay. But
Yeah.
we're doing this, we're trying to do this, but you really like checking in and then communicate it
Yeah.
and then give solution and really there's an action to it that there's no way not to be involved with the movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the amenities that we use at Potato Head Studios itu kan juga dibuat dari waste ya.
Yeah.
For example, kalau nginep di Potato Head Studios, di kamar itu ada trash bin that we made out of styro shells. So we combine styrofoam with oyster shells, dan kita bikin jadi dustbin, kita bikin jadi soap dispenser, jadi vase, jadi tissue box itu. Jadi we're not trying to do something that in your face. Karena if people they don't ask and they don't curious enough to know, mereka nggak akan tahu kalau itu dari waste. Jadi that's also the way that we integrate waste as a beautiful object.
It's also one of the pillar art probably.
Yes,
Yeah,
art and design.
touch point of the art and design and sustainability.
Again, with sustainability.
Okay.
Yes.
I really love Potato Head. They really think it through from A to Z.
Thank you.
And talking, we discussed about challenges and about sustainability, that your position as director of sustainability. Is there any memorable like experience as of yet when you be part of this decision making, especially about sustainability?
I think for me, everything is very memorable.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, I learned by doing. So I'm not a specialist in sustainability or regenerative tourism, but I learned so many things by taking this role, which is amazing, and everything is very memorable in setting up the plan for 5 years, for 10 years, implementing the guest activities, that kind of stuff. But I think what is the most rewarding is when we get the B Corp certification.
Congratulations.
So we are B Corp certified
Yes.
since November last year, 2023.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank
it's
you
one
so
of the
much.
payoff where people like pursuing B Corp once they have it like, oh, such a big
Yes, because the list of questions
Yeah.
and is just very thorough.
Yeah.
It's very detailed. So by doing the B Corp and by getting the certification, we feel like we are in the good track. We are on the right track,
Yeah.
and we have to improve ourselves.
True.
The assessment is every 3 years. Fortunately, because if it's every year, I think
like you're only
yes.
working on a B Corp.
Yeah, but to get the 3 years go, we have to work every day, obviously.
yeah.
We have to monitor, we have to work together and improve everything every day. But to have the certification, I think it's something very important for us.
True. And talking about certification, I've got to tap about Eco Tourism Bali.
Yes, we also have gold
Eco
How
Tourism medal.
medal? We have the
Medal
gold
from,
medal
yeah.
from Eco Tourism Bali.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe you can share a bit about the journey of, yeah, what do you think of Eco Tourism Bali and what's inside Eco Tourism Bali and the journey until the self-assessment result that Potato Head obviously received gold. So
Yeah.
probably,
So I think the self-assessment
yeah.
platform from Eco Tourism Bali, it's very straightforward. So if we used to work on a certification, we know that sometimes certain certification they have a very long list, very long questions. But the one from Eco Tourism Bali, I think it's very straightforward and compact. So it's what is important question is there.
Okay.
And also, I think it's a good tool for every other businesses to have, because by filling on this assessment, we can at the same time measure and track our performance. So it's a good reminder from time to time just to keep on track and just to remind ourselves on what things that it's already good, mana
Can
yang
be
harus
improved.
diimprove itu. Jadi self-assessment is always, I think, me personally, is very important to see where you are and where you want to go.
True.
And what's already good and
Yeah.
what's to improve. So
Yeah, we try to provide these tools as a baseline, introduction point, entry point for hotels and restaurant. Because yeah, in Bali itself, there's so many variety of sizes of hotels and
Yeah.
restaurant, and as we also in the race of not race, but there's a mission to make Bali more sustainable.
Yeah.
These tools hopefully can provide as a baseline where you at and how to improve.
Yeah.
I think that's the key of stepping into sustainability. I mean, some people just like, yeah, we're doing sustainability, but what?
Yeah, but
What are you doing?
Yeah.
And what are the things that you've
Yeah.
done and how you improve the measurement, the aspect, the index
Yeah.
to it. So yeah, I'm glad that
Do it,
yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Just to track
Again,
track your performance.
it's your performance, yeah. So yeah, that's a tool that we try to create. And but back again with the certification, and then what do you see the importance? Why are you doing B Corp? Why are you doing assessment? I mean, you're doing great already. There's already inside your DNA internally, and also you communicate well to the customer engagement as well. Um, what is the need for that? What's the key takeaway doing that?
I think even though we're doing this whole sustainability and regenerative matters because we believe in it, because we want to leave the world better, we want to leave Bali better for the next generation. But still, like I mentioned previously, we still need a tool, a platform to be sure that actually we're doing the right
The right
thing.
thing.
And also because we do it here at Potato Head, for Potato Head and for the world, for Bali, especially in this case, we know that a lot of other businesses doing the same thing. And I think one of the way to be sure that everyone is doing this in the right manner all together is by having this kind of certification, assessment, things to measure, things to track our performance, to track everything basically. So yeah, like B Corp, B Lab is basically a movement, right? Very focused on the social and environmental performance. So I think it's always nice and it's always good to track, again, to track and to know where we are, and also to be aligned with other global brands or the global movement in general.
Agree. And the key of for me, people campaigning about sustainability is like, have you measured? Do you know where you're at?
Yeah.
Like, not just a tagline, not just apa ya kata-katanya bahasa Indonesia sering
Karena gini, kalau orang bilangnya, some people said you cannot manage what you
can measure.
can't measure. Yeah,
Exactly.
jadi even though Potato
Yes.
Head kita do it because we believe in it,
Have you measured it?
Yes.
That's the key
Apalagi kalau misalnya kita, karena kan potato is not only for us,
Yes.
it's for everyone.
True.
Dan pasti kan we need to kasih facts juga kan, nggak hanya kita, so we don't just preach it,
Yeah.
but tapi kita juga we walk the talk.
Jargon, that's the
Yeah.
word that
We walk
it's
the
not
talk.
only the jargon,
Yeah.
but yeah.
And we can
you know,
justify
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
exactly. Justify it that based on what? Like,
Yeah.
what are the index? What are the
Yeah.
things that you comply with?
Yeah.
Yeah, agree. And that continue with the 5 years, what you see with Bali. I mean, I know there's a mission of Potato Head, but what do you see? Potato Head is located at Seminyak, at the heart of Bali, the industry, hospitality. So what do you see in 5 years? What do you see of Bali? Probably, yeah. In this
I
area.
think if we talk about Bali, which is big, and Bali is the land of everyone,
I know.
I think I want to talk a little bit about the current situation with the over tourism. Bali is number one, apparently, unfortunately. But I know that people like you, like Eco Tourism Bali, another NGO, another community, and also Potato Head, if we do what we are doing now, I think in 5 years we can make a big change in a good way.
Hopefully.
Yeah, because like I know that Ecotourism Bali, you also offer mangrove activity, you also mangrove coral plantation. It's part of the marine protection, right?
Yes. The blue
So,
economy.
and Potato Head with our focus on waste to avoid waste going to the landfill, and we're building our own waste facility together with other property as well. I think if everyone can join forces on this,
Agree.
in 5 years, I think Bali can be way more better than where we at now, which is one of the worst mass tourism in the world. And it's all collective, right? Like we cannot do this alone. Ecotourism Bali cannot just do in your corner doing things. Potato Head cannot just do it alone. But if we invite people and to make it as a collective effort, I think it will be very impactful.
Yeah. I think if we're talking about Bali, we need to work like bahasa Indonesia, gotong royong.
Yeah, gotong
and,
royong.
Open for willingness, because at the end we're talking at the same playground, right?
Yeah.
Like it's for Bali. So.
Yeah, and it's not a competition.
It's
like,
not. It's
yeah.
not. We're in a mission together.
Yeah.
So yeah, what the contribution. Some people have different role and
Yeah.
each responsibility and role.
Yeah.
So it's for the sake of Bali. We live in it.
Yes.
So we need to protect it together. Yeah. And do you believe in that? That we can work together?
Yes,
for,
of
in
course.
5 years. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
I think
Because
that's the key.
I know because you're from Ecotourism Bali, right? I think Ecotourism Bali is also a good vessel to invite, and or as simple as just to list down all the property, all the businesses that already doing the force of good for the island, you know. So I think that's a very good example.
Yeah. That comes with challenges, but yeah, thank you, Amanda.
We're getting there. Of course, if there is no challenges,
Yes, true.
we won't move forward.
Exactly. But Potato Head already listed and then did the assessment. So yeah. And about now we talk about you as sustainability director. How you get inspired to work into stepping into this role? Like somebody inspired you? How what is the process until you're one of the expert in sustainability in the industry?
I never like to talk about myself, to be honest.
It's okay. We're in
But
a
if
podcast.
I can say, I think I'm here thanks to our founder, Ronald Akili, obviously, because he believed in me, I believe in him. He assigned me this responsibility, this role, which I'm forever grateful, because I can meet you, I can meet all the right people in the industry who's doing the same thing. And I think My answer will be that.
Yeah.
My answer will be, because if you see Potato Head, it's a playground, but a responsible playground. So I think what we create here all together with the vision of our founder, it's very inspiring.
I think so too. And I think I can relate to that. Like, it's also kind of like what happened to me with Eco Tourism Bali. And what I like is that throughout the life, there's different phase of life, right? Like,
Yeah.
you go to school, you work, and then, but this one touched the really good, like, there's something that I wake up for. And there's a mission to it. It's not just like
Yeah.
working, like, okay, there's this KPI, there's this, but
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
no, this is every day. There's always like,
Yeah.
this is yeah, it's time to do something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
especially when you get rewarded. For
Exactly.
example, we achieved the target to minimize the number of waste
Yes.
going to the landfill. As
Yes.
simple as that.
Yeah.
And having the B Corp
Exactly.
is very rewarding. It's like you work towards a goal, and then along the way you got rewarded
Yeah.
without you realizing it.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's a very
yeah. It's something
nice
that,
feeling. It's
yeah,
like,
I cannot explain it because
yeah,
it's not something that you can quantify in terms of numbers
yes,
and all, but there's just this like feeling of,
satisfaction. This,
exactly.
I don't know how to
I
say it.
like that. The same page. And yeah, lastly about your favorite environmentalist or change maker. Probably maybe outside the potato head zone. Is there someone that you aspire? Like,
I don't think I have one outside Potato Head. I'm
Okay.
sorry, but I have to
Okay.
say again, it will be our founder,
Okay.
Ronald Akili,
Yeah.
because he's crazy. He's
Yeah.
crazy in a good way.
Crazy in a good
But,
way.
you know, yeah, like
Yeah.
it's very. I think
As a
it's
visionary, you can follow.
amazing to have a visionary that you can follow, that you believe in him, he believes in you, and he
Yes.
believes in all the stuff, the family
Yeah.
member, the contributors, the
Yeah.
shareholders,
Yeah.
you know, like we have the goal. Do whatever you
Needs to
need
be
to
done.
achieve the goal. Learn as much as you can. Meet as much people as you can. But we
grow
have
with
one
them.
goal, and everyone going towards that goal. So I think that's very
Sounds like a really great leader.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see,
Yeah. You see the output.
you see the output.
Yeah. Yeah. Not only something tangible, but
Yeah.
it really also touched the heart.
Yeah.
So before we wrap, of course, we want to have a message from Ibu Amanda Marcella, Director of Sustainability of Potato Head. So let's say to our friends, our tribes, Eco Tourism Bali, what would be the message from Amanda as Director of Sustainability from this role for Eco Tourism Bali?
For Eco Tourism Bali specifically,
Yes,
I
the
think,
audience.
I think continue what Eco Tourism Bali is doing. I think what you guys are doing is already very good because, as I mentioned previously, it's a vessel. So you welcome everyone in one bowl. Either it's a supply chain, either it's actors, businesses, any kind, and also activities. Because it's very important when you come to Bali. Some people doesn't know Bali. Some people never been to Bali. But when you can just Google on the internet ecotourism Bali, and you have all the list of activities, all the list of the players in the industry, which is doing same movement and also going towards a better direction. I think is very important. And having this assessment tools as well, I think it's something that is good to have, and I encourage you to fill in the assessment because it's a good reminder on how we can improve and to be better, because I believe that no one is perfect and every day is a learning journey. So yeah, it's a good reminder to be always on track.
so many key takes away from our
Yeah, I'm
podcast.
sorry.
No
Like
worries,
maybe
no, it's always
it's too
inspiring.
much.
No, not too much, never too much, because I always like to learn, and then yeah,
Yeah,
it's
learn
great.
every
Yeah,
day. Yeah.
thank you so much,
You're
Amanda.
welcome, Mbak.
Yeah,
Thank
always
you
a
for
pleasure.
coming.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm Rahmi,
I'm Amanda.
and then thank you for watching, and then see you at the next podcast.
See ya.
Bye.